she went to one of the freak offs, but they said that it wasn't, it was a rapper who was married, and everybody, all the information that came out, it was pointing to Kanye West.
You're the one that put him in a position where he thought he was God and could call himself Jesus. And you're the one told a guy that writes musical lyrics that he was a genius. Mm-hmm. You're the one that's like, so what do you expect? The guy married a whore.
Is it true that you were at the Halloween party that Puff's sons and Ray J got into it?
I was, yes.
You think you know Kanye West? Think again. What if I told you that the man behind the music, the fashion, the headlines, might have paid a price so shocking it makes everything you've heard about Hollywood scandals look like child's play? That's right, we're talking about the untold story, the dark, twisted truth that nobody in the media wants you to know. Could it be that fame demanded a sacrifice so devastating, so gut-wrenching, that it literally took his own mother from him? How deep does this rabbit hole go? And who really pulls the strings behind the glitz, the gold chains, and the Grammys? Tonight, we're diving into the web of secrets, lies, and power plays that surround Kanye West, the one and only Yeezy. Katt Williams has been sounding the alarm for years, and now, for the first time, we're connecting the dots, exposing the chilling patterns, and questioning the system that rewards talent with tragedy. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear might make you question everything you thought you knew about celebrity, control, and the ultimate price of fame. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Let's get into it. So let's set the stage. Kanye West, the man who turned the music world upside down, the fashion industry into his playground, and every headline into a spectacle. His story might be darker than anything the public has ever imagined. Behind the glitz, the Grammys, the sold-out arenas, there is a shadowy underworld, a system that feeds on fame while demanding an unimaginable price. According to Katt Williams, this isn't just metaphorical. Some people lose their freedom, some lose their sanity. But Kanye lost his mother, Donda West's death in 2007, which the world mourned as a tragic loss. Might not have been the random heartbreak we were told. Could it have been the ultimate payment required by the system that builds icons while tearing them apart from the inside?
It was pointing to Kanye West. And then it so happened the next day he comes up there. This is the same guy that got on, and I don't want to blow nobody else's platforms, or got on Drink Champs about a year or so ago before Diddy was arrested, talking about Diddy was a fed, you understand? F Diddy and all his other stuff like that. And then he talked all kind of crazy about Diddy. And that's how these dudes in this industry do, man. They ain't got no loyalty to themselves, bro. So by him going on there, and now they say him and Diddy made amends and stuff like that. Remember he, I think he did a t-shirt, a shirt or something to say free Puff and all this other stuff. So Kanye is on his, he's looking for the attention, and for him to be mentioned in the trial, and they didn't let it go through, because the reason they didn't let it go through is because they said it wasn't pertinent to the charges that Puff was facing. So what happened, Jane had went to Vegas, and she was invited by allegedly Kanye West and his wife and them and everything like that. And they went to plays, they went to show, they went out to eat and everything. And then later on that night, they went to a hotel room, whereas there was some other couples in there too, and some other people. And there wasn't a freak off, but it was one of the guys who does the freak off with her there, and they were all sitting around watching and drinking while this guy was having with another worker or whatever like that, and while all of them just watching him have and stuff. I guess it's some rich people industry that they do, but they were just sitting around watching this dude have a live porn section right there in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So she started talking about that incident in court, and that's how Kanye West's name came up. And which they didn't say his name, but they said his name because it was an objection done. You know how they do objection rule, all this other stuff like that. So they said it was a rapper who married. They gave a description of it and it pointed straight to Kanye. And then it so happened the next day he goes up in the courtroom with Diddy and them son. That's just crazy, bro.
Inside, sources close to the music industry, speaking under strict anonymity, have revealed shocking details about what really goes on behind the velvet ropes and private doors. We are talking about parties where loyalty is tested, where lines are blurred, and where the powerful decide who rises and who pays. Diddy's infamous gatherings have long been whispered about, but few dared to go on record. Until now, imagine a room full of the biggest names in the industry watching, recording, and quietly judging every move, every slip, every betrayal. And somewhere in that room, a young Kanye, already on the path to superstardom, learning the rules of a game that no one survives unscathed. And the timing is almost too perfect to ignore. Right after Donda's death, Kanye exploded into coincidence? Katt Williams thinks not. Fame didn't just arrive, it demanded a sacrifice. The grief, the guilt, the public breakdowns, they weren't just personal struggles. They were signs, warnings, echoes of a system that feeds off tragedy to fuel superstardom. While the world saw an artist grieving his mother, insiders saw a man initiated into a secret hierarchy.
And see, that's when I knew that Kanye's mom, Kanye would have never wanted Donda dead. Not even by natural causes. I was happy when he finally accepted it. Because they sacrifice your loved ones whether you agree or not. See, sometimes you agree and they put you in position, you know? But sometimes you disagree. And they take them anyway to show you what the harm is. You know, it's Giovanni. His death is why I do what I do.
Where loyalty, obedience, and compliance are not optional. Add to that Kanye's unexpected appearance at Sean Diddy Combs' high-profile trial in 2025. And suddenly the picture gets even murkier. The same man who once publicly criticized Diddy, accused him of betrayal, and called him out on live platforms, walks into a courtroom dressed in white, offering a one-word statement. Yes, what does that mean? Support, submission, or a subtle nod to a system that Kanye can never truly escape. Social media exploded, theorists speculated, and the public debated endlessly. But insiders were not surprised. This, they said, was how the game works. Show allegiance or face consequences. Court testimonies, leaked accounts, and whispered confessions paint a picture of a world where influence and fear are intertwined. Former assistants, models, and even musicians have come forward with stories of manipulation, coercion, and morally gray deals that sound like something out of a Hollywood horror film. According to Katt, these are not anomalies, they are rituals. A step-by-step initiation into fame at any cost. Kanye's rise, his falls, his breakdowns, even his most controversial statements, they all fit into a pattern that insiders have been warning about for years. The system takes, it tests, and it rewards, but it never forgets. Every move he makes, every public appearance, every tweet or out.
You've A&R'd for Ye.
Absolutely.
You've A&R'd for
I put
Wiz.
Nicki on Monster. I put Nicki on Monster.
You could just stop there. You can stop there, right?
I put Nicki on Monster. He didn't know who Nicki was back then. I had Nicki pull up to the studio and I put her on Monster.
Because you guys were, I think me, you and you guys were super close at that particular time.
Right, but she was still coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
And I saw her in the studio and I said, oh my God, this bitch is talented as hell. And then I went back to Kanye and I was like, you need to get this girl Nicki on Monster. And he was like, who? What? No, I'm not. No. And I said, just let her pull up. What's it gonna hurt?
She did a thing.
So he didn't listen to anything that she had done. She just pulled up and like with that verse.
Well, she pulled up and we all had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She heard the song, and then she came back the next day with the verse.
And he almost wanted to take the verse off.
Because it was too good.
It was too good.
Slid on that.
Yeah, he told me that the same day. He's like, how the did you bring in a bitch that killed me on my own song?
Or outburst can be seen as part of a larger story, a narrative that the media refuses to tell, a narrative where talent alone is never enough, where superstardom comes with invisible chains, where loyalty is currency and defiance is punished, where the price of fame can be heartbreak, fear, or worse, a personal sacrifice that shakes the world to its core. And it doesn't stop there. The deeper you dig into Kanye West's world, the more you realize that every step of his rise was shadowed by a web of influence and control that few dare to expose. Leaked accounts from anonymous insiders suggest that the environments Kanye found himself in were less about creativity and more about tests of loyalty and obedience, private parties, exclusive gatherings, and behind-the-scenes meetings with the most powerful figures in entertainment were not just social events. They were arenas where reputations were made or destroyed, and where one misstep could cost you everything. Imagine a room filled with cameras, whispering handlers, and influential moguls, where every laugh, every gesture, and every interaction was monitored and recorded. A subtle pressure cooker designed to mold stars into compliant icons. Kanye, navigating this maze, experienced both elevation and isolation. The public saw sold-out shows, groundbreaking albums, and headline-making collaborations, but the personal toll was immense. His legal entanglements, public outbursts, and the controversies surrounding his personal life paint the picture of a man under constant scrutiny and manipulation. Even his relationships, high-profile romances, and alliances within the industry were shaped by forces unseen. A chess game where he was simultaneously the player and the pawn. The stories of Amber Rose, former assistants, and other industry figures who encountered the darker side of these events only add fuel to the fire, exposing a system where power is concentrated and loyalty is enforced through fear, where silence is rewarded and dissent punished. Kanye's actions, from sudden public appearances at trials to cryptic social media posts, may appear erratic, but through the lens of insiders, they tell a story of a man attempting to navigate, survive, and in some ways resist a machine built to control him. Each controversial statement, each public feud, each highly scrutinized move can be seen as both rebellion and compliance, a delicate balance between maintaining his voice and adhering to the unspoken rules of the game. The scrutiny extended beyond the stage and the studio into his personal relationships, where every alliance was tested and every connection examined for loyalty. Katt Williams has long described these mechanisms as a hidden structure in Hollywood where tragedy, scandal, and fear are
I'm not saying no freak-off parties, just the regular parties. He wanted to be known, and so, you know, he was doing music for everybody, and he was doing music for Diddy. So, I could see him being a supporter, but then when they all got big and started getting a lot of money and everything like that, they started going at each other crazy. You understand? And he felt like that because I believe Puff was the one probably introduced him to Kim Kardashian, if I'm not mistaken. I think Puff had something to do with him getting with Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Because she used to mess with a couple of dudes, a dude from BMF first, and she was around, so I would presume that Kim and Kanye West was all right back in the day. And then when they start getting money and they start going at each other and stuff like that, and then Kanye fell out with the Kardashians, and none of the people that he thought was supposed to be cool with him helped him. So he just started going at everybody. So it was strange after that whole drink trap, and then, you know, when Diddy got arrested, he did say some things because the government, he may look at the fact that government may come after him. So he may become an ally of Diddy's, but everybody that's going to be around him going to go down, man. This is crazy, man. You got to realize that he has no way out of this, bro. He has no way out of this. It either has to be a mistrial but then if it's a mistrial, they still go back to the drawing board. You understand? That don't mean he gets out of jail. They just do another trial date. So I believe, and my prediction on this, that was just all show for Kanye to come up in there. You understand? the jurors, if you know anything about the jury and having Kanye to support you, I don't even think that's a good thing. But maybe they think it is. It's gonna, throw something, some kind of public opinion Diddy's way. It's stupid. That would be one of the last persons I would have coming up there to support me, knowing his relationship with the Jewish population. The stuff that he said about the Jewish population. Why would you have that man come up in the court and say anything in your behalf?
Fear are tools used to maintain control, and Kanye's trajectory fits this narrative with chilling precision. From the grief of losing his mother to the labyrinth of legal battles.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard, you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard, you. You know what I'm saying? I don't get because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all shut the up about me. Now let me say it calm. You shut the up about Michael.
Battles and industry politics. The forces at play were relentless. The world witnessed an artist at the peak of fame while simultaneously being pushed to his limits. Manipulated by unseen hands and guided by a system that demands a price too high for most to comprehend.
Breaking news, Sean Diddy Combs was just sentenced to 50 months in federal prison. Yeah, that's right. After all of that, all that they gave him was 50 months with credit for time served, which I believe is like 13 months off of his sentence. It's another day in America and another message to victims that what they went through, what they suffered doesn't matter, and that justice will never be fully served in this country. Now, don't get me wrong. If it was you or me who got convicted of those charges and got sentenced, we definitely would have gotten more than 50 months. But Diddy is rich. Diddy is powerful. Diddy has sway with powerful elite people. And because of that, that judge just sent a message to everyone that his life is more important than the life of his victims. Somebody needs to send out a forensic accountant to check all of that judge's financials and see if he's seen any large sums of money in his bank accounts, any offshore accounts, any crypto wallets. I mean, Diddy's not coming home today, but in my opinion, 50 months is an absolute joke. What do y'all think?
And every Grammy won, every fashion milestone, every headline-grabbing moment came with an invisible cost. Kanye's story is a reminder that in the world of talent alone is not enough, that the allure of fame can conceal the chains that bind, and that even the most celebrated figures may be navigating a reality where freedom is conditional.
Club Shay Shay, yeah. I was trying to do something there that hadn't been done. I thought that I had figured out the algorithm mathematically, and I thought that I could show that. And when I wrote it out to kill the careers of the people I was talking about, right? But it was so vicious that I erased all of the knockout blows and just left the jabs, so that the comic I'm talking about knows that I know your real story, motherfucker. I'ma tell this, but you know what else I know. So, yeah, I was.
Do you want to tell any of those stories now?
Well, I'm saying.
Loyalty is mandatory, and the ultimate price is heartbreak, loss, and sacrifice. So what does all of this mean for us, the viewers, the fans, the people watching from the outside? It means that every time we cheer for a superstar, stream a hit song, or share a viral moment, we might be celebrating someone who has already paid a price we could never imagine. Kanye West's story is not just about music, fashion, or fame. It's about the hidden rules of an industry that rewards talent with tragedy and punishes truth with isolation. What would you do if your success came at the cost of your family, your freedom, or your peace of mind? How far would you go to survive in a world where every move is monitored and every word weighed? Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think Kanye is a victim of a ruthless system? Or do you think fame always comes with sacrifices that we simply choose to ignore? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Start the debate, and let's hear your take on the real cost of If you want more shocking revelations, more behind-the-scenes exposes, and more truths that the mainstream media refuses to touch. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single moment of the stories that will make you question everything you thought you knew about Hollywood, fame, and power. The truth is out there, and it's waiting for you to uncover it.